Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jesleal in this incarnation. So today I'm going to talk about symbology and its energetic implications. It's important for me to say that symbology is not good or bad. Many symbols were created initially with luminous intentions, but some people took it and use it with no luminous intentions, with bad intentions. And this is important because many people say that Masons are all of them are Satanists, and they are not, or they weren't. In Argentina, we had many examples about this. I did this same video in my Spanish channel because somebody asked me why I have the lily flower as a symbol for my channel. And I will explain today what the lily flower means, of course. But I am talking about this because I have other video that I did talking about a monument and an enormous structure that was built by Angel Guido, who was a Mason. But that person, I feel and I think that he did that monument with an absolutely luminous intention. He described the end of the times with the monument. It is a prophetic monument. I didn't do this video in this channel because it's a monument that are in Argentina, but if you want me to, you can put this on comments. It's a lot of information to transmit. So that he is an example of this. And it's important to say that Mason lodges were created at a time that this kind of knowledge, the mysticism and the esotericism, couldn't be shared because people who had this knowledge were persecuted or killed. So the lodges were created in order to share this kind of knowledge. But of course that then a lot of people participated in this, and of course there were a lot of people that had dark intentions, and they are the people who are manipulating all the systems and all the things in this world nowadays. I am not in denial of this, but it's important to activate our discernment, because if we don't activate it, we are not in neutrality and unity. We are just judging like every Mason is Satanist, and this is not true. There's another example in Uruguay. Francisco Piria, he put the architecture arts at service of consciousness, and so not every Mason did things in order to manipulate. So I will give an example of how a symbol that initially was created with a luminous intention, it was used for negative things. So everybody knows this symbol. This is the swastika cross. Here the swastika was found in the temple, the Goa Lawa temple in Indonesia. So it's a very old symbol actually, and its significance is that it's linked with the movement of the sun and its vital energy, and a lot of other things that I will not talk about today. I'm just giving an example of how somebody take a symbol and use it for something that it's not good, but this doesn't mean that the symbol is not good. Okay, so everybody knows this man. This is Adolf Hitler, and as we can see, he inverted the symbol. So the energy that originally had was inverted too, in a negative polarity. So it's interesting because the symbol, I already told you that is linked with the sun and its vital energy. that we have here in Argentina a doctor who is called Marietan, and he's an specialist in psychopathy and narcissism, and he called the psychopaths as black suns, and Hitler used it like a symbol for his movement. And he said the psychopaths are black suns because everything, all the people and all the things that are surround them are actually they are attracting always the attention in a negative way. So people who are surrounding the psychopaths have many problems or illness or things like that. And this is true, actually true. So here we have an example of how somebody can take a symbol and use it for something that it's totally in distortion. Okay, I am going to talk about the lily flower, and I am going to show images. The first time that we find the lily flower, it's in the ancient Babylon. Here this character have it in his head. Here there's other image, we can see it there. And in the gate of the Ishtar temple, and Ishtar was the goddess of that was linked with Venus. And many people say that Ishtar was a goddess that was satanic too, and it's not. She was only symbolizing the feminine polarity, Venus, and fertility. So then we find the same symbol in the temple of Isis, the goddess of sexuality and fertility, the mother. So I would like to comment that Maria Magdalena, who was the divine wife of Jesus, was an initiate of the school of Isis, and this was an school of sexuality and fertility. As I said, the goddess symbolized this. But and that's why in the Bible it is told that she was a prostitute. She wasn't a prostitute. She was a woman that that learned how to use her sexual energy, and this of course didn't mean that she worked with a lot of men. She only learned how to use it, because how I explained before, and I did a video of sacred sexuality, it's the one of the most powerful energies we have in this plane. So that's why the lily flower was put here. And it's important to say that it is thought that this symbol, the lily flower, was brought here, was channeled in order to prepare the energy for the descent of the masters, who were Jesus and Mary Magdalene. So I am saying this because after the death of Jesus, the lily flower will be like the legacy of the union between them. And the lily flower, it's very, very linked to Mary Magdalene. That's why I chose it for my channel. So I will show you the lily flower as we know it today. I will explain what the lily flower represents in its parts. And the in the bottom left we have that petal, means it's linked with the Christic love, the unconditional love. The middle petal, it is linked with the power of the connection with earth. And the third one is the spiritual consciousness. These are the basic things we can contact to initiate our process of elevation. So the ring in the middle, it's the lotus heart state, and the ring symbolizes the process of purification. In the upper left, we have the diamond love, which is the transformation of our heart in a diamond through the unconditional love. The middle, it is the magic, and which is the capacity of co-create. And the third one is the hyper consciousness, which is the access of the universal truth. I don't know if in English the phrase it's the same, but it is very well known. This thing about know yourself and you will know the universe. It is because every time we are elevating and ascending our consciousness, we have access actually to every truth of this universe. So this is what this symbol represents, and of course it has to do with other things like the Saint Trinity, Mother, Father, and Son, which is the emptiness, the light, and the creation of the worlds. This applicates for everything that exists in this plane, in this universe. And it has a lot of significances like renovation, loyalty, unity, honor, purity. Well, there's a lot of things that linked the lily flower, but I chose it mostly because it's a symbol of the legacy of Mary Magdalene and Jesus. Okay, and the next symbol that I will explain is one that Parravicini channeled. I will show you at this moment. This is I don't know the exact traduction in Spanish is cruz orlada, but I think in English could be bordered cross. I don't know exactly. I try to find it, but this symbol was saying, Parravicini said that meant love, faith, and light, and universal light. The golden part, it's about expression of the sun, and it is linked with spirit. And the silver part, it's the material plane. It's like the triumph of a spirit over the materia. And the circle, it's linked with God, and the heart in the middle, it's about the union. So this symbol, I think it's very beautiful, was channeled by Parravicini. And there's this priest, el Padre Ricardo Gerula, that practiced dosing, which is a practice that it's not endorsed by the church. And he found that this symbol has the power of revert every negative polarity of a place. So that's why I mentioned him. So the last thing that I will explain is just an example of how Masons build structures in order to produce chaos. What you are seeing right now is the center of the city of Buenos Aires, which have an Horus high form, and there are three buildings that are near the obelisk, which is in the center. And those three buildings, I will not do the entire explanation because it has an geometrically and mathematically explanation that was investigated by an architect, and I would like to leave the link about that explanation, but it's all in Spanish. But the three buildings that are important are near the obelisk, in fact, the obelisk is in the center, and the three buildings are the courthouse, the building of power, legislative power, and the judiciary. So this man discovered, this architect discovered that since the obelisk is there and the architect that built the obelisk didn't participate of it, he didn't know the real intentions about it, disrupt the harmony of the governments, actually, and a lot of the dictatorships started since the obelisk was put there. And there were one president that tried to take it, but they didn't let him. So this is only an example of how the monuments could be something that is used in a negative way. And it is said that many of these obelisks are built this same way. So I will leave it here. Thank you, everybody. See you in next videos.